gonna start working from top view. So click the view controls and select top. I'm gonna split this object into 3 parts. So this one here and the middle part and this top one. So I'm gonna start with circle. So type C for circle command, enter, click anywhere on the screen and enter 47. No, the biggest one is 71. So just enter 71. And I'm gonna draw these holes, and the distance between the holes is 118. So what I'm gonna do is draw a line for 118 and move this one from center or midpoint to the center of the circle and create these circles. So type C for circle command, right click to enter, click that in point and enter 9. And the next circle is right click to repeat circle, click that in point and enter 5.5 for radius. I'm gonna array these circles. So type array polar and select these 2 circles and specify center point of array. So click this midpoint, and now we have 6 here already. So just press enter, or you could, if there is more than that or less, you can go to the ribbon and change the number of items. But in this case we have 6, so just enter. I'm just gonna delete that. I'm gonna explode these arrayed objects and bring your drawing to southwest isometric. I'm just gonna adjust my screen. I'm gonna make this one bigger. And the thickness for this bottom part is 18 as shown here. So what I'm gonna do is extrude this one downward. So go to the ribbon. I'll go to home first and then extrude inside the modeling panel and extrude this one downward for 18 units. I'm just gonna turn off the grid. So this is a counterbore, and the hole going downward is 11 units. So I'm just gonna use press pull command inside the modeling panel and just hover over that area that you want to press down. Don't click yet. Once it turns blue, left click. Just move your mouse downward and enter 11 and enter. And then hover over the center, and then once it turns blue, left click again, bring it down and left click. Same process here. Hover over, left click, bring it down, let go of your finger, enter 11, and then hover over here, left click, let go of your finger, bring it down and left click again. Hover over, bring it down, enter 11, hover over here, left click, let go, and then left click again. So same process. Enter 11, hover over, hover over, left click, let go, and left click again. So our first part is done. So the next step is this level. So I'm just gonna bring this one to top view. I'm gonna move this one on this side here. I don't want those ones. So this is the one here. So I'm going to draw the circle again. And the radius is 71. And I'm going to draw a line across this circle. So type L for line command from quadrant to quadrant. And the gap here in between this line here, this one here, and this one is, wait, I'm gonna dimension this one. And the gap is 30. So what I'm gonna do is offset this line for 15. So type O for offset command, enter, and enter 15. So offset this side, click above that line, click this line, and click below it. And the next thing to do is draw a circle. And the radius is 47.5. So C for circle command, locate center, which is the center of that circle, and enter 47.5. And the radius for this one here, so this one here, this curve, is 8. So go to home and select 2D fillet and go down to the command prompt, click radius option and enter 8. Enter. Click the circle and click this line, right click to repeat fillet, click this circle and click this one. Now mirror this line and this one. So type MI for mirror command, right click to enter, select this line, this curve, this one, enter, and specify first point of mirror line, in this case the midpoint of the line or the center of the circle, and just bring your cursor upward and click anywhere as long as it's straight. See that green dash line, it means that our line is straight. So click anywhere and select no. Now I'm gonna trim, so type TR for trim command, enter twice. So I'm just gonna remove this one that's sticking out, this one here, this thing here, this one, clean this up, remove this one and remove this one and enter. I'm just gonna delete that. Now join the segments by typing J for join command, right click to enter and just window the whole thing. And I think this is one object. I'm gonna bring this to southwest isometric view. And the thickness for the this level here is, which is also this one here, from this point to this point is 23. So I'm going to extrude this one for 23 units. So enter 23. So I'm just going to move this one to the other side, or maybe move this one now and put it on top of this object. Select the object, move, and turn it around by pressing the shift key and the wheel of your mouse, and locate the bottom center of that circle and attach it to the center of this, or on top of this thingy here. So just shift right click and locate center point. There you go. And the next thing to draw is the third level, which is this one here. So what I'm going to do first is draw a line, which is the distance from the center of this circle and this circle. The distance is 70. So bring this to top view. Draw a line. So type L for line command. Click anywhere on the screen and enter 70. Before we proceed, go down to the status bar and make sure your dynamic input is on. Polar tracking, object snap tracking, object snap, and selection cycling. And maybe the dynamic UCS. So I'm going to draw a circle and attach it to the end of this line on both ends. So C for circle command. Click this endpoint as your center of the circle and enter 11. Repeat circle. Click that endpoint and enter 5 for radius. Copy this one from endpoint to endpoint and create another circle. This one here, the biggest one here, which is 31. So type C for circle command, click the midpoint and enter 31. Now I'm going to draw a line tangent to this circle and this big circle. So type L for line command, right click to enter, and shift right click and select tangent. Click anywhere here, see that tangent sign, that circle with a line on top. Click that and then shift right click again, click tangent and click this anywhere here. It will snap. And then mirror, so type MI for mirror command, enter and select this one, enter and specify first point of mirror line. As long as it's straight, you can start from quadrant or here. So let's start from here and just bring it straight upward and select no. Now I'm gonna trim, so type TR for trim command, enter twice. I'm just gonna remove this one here and this one, remove this one, so delete, trim again, enter twice, delete that. Now I'm gonna mirror, so type MI for mirror command, just mirror this one here and maybe this one, and from midpoint move it sideways as your mirror line and select no. TR again for trimming, enter twice, click this line and click this line, click this one and this one. I'm gonna remove this one, delete this one. Let me check if it's all clean. Now join the broken segments by typing J for join command and select the whole thing. Now this is one object, and the thickness for this one, which is from this point here to this point, is 37. So I'm gonna extrude this one for 37. So bring your drawing to southwest isometric. Let's use press pull command. And just hover over this area and pull it up for 37. Now I'm gonna bring this object. So move and click this center and attach it to the center of that object here, which is that circle there. Now I'm gonna combine all the objects by using union command inside the solid editing panel and just select the whole thing. Now this is one object. So the next thing to draw are the bores. So this is the detail. From here, I move it up here. So you can bring your drawing to Southwest Isometric. So C for circle. Click anywhere on the screen. Type D for diameter option and enter 46. And the distance from this point or the thickness of the circle is 37. So extrude this one, go to home, select extrude command and enter 37. And attach another circle. So circle, so click that center, type D for diameter option and enter 30. Another circle from this point to this point is 42.5, which is the diameter. So type C for circle command. Now extrude this one first. And the thickness for that is from this point to this point is 9. So bring it downward for 9. Draw another circle from center. Shift right click. If you cannot see the center, just hover over, move your cursor to the side, and then enter D for diameter option and enter 42.5. And the next one is 50 from this point to this point. So draw another circle from center. Just locate center. Type D for diameter option and enter 50. And the distance from here, from the center downward to this point is 14. So I'm gonna move this one. Click anywhere here and enter 14. Now I'm gonna use loft command inside the modeling panel. So click this drop down arrow and select loft. Click this circle on this circle. Enter twice. The next one is this one here, from this point to this point, which is the thickness. So I'm gonna draw, and the diameter for that circle is 62. So type C for circle again. Look at center. Type D for diameter option and enter 62. And extrude this one downward for 18 units. Now I'm gonna combine all the objects. So go to the ribbon, inside solid editing panel, select union command, and just select the whole thing. Now I'm gonna move this object from center and put it inside this drawing. Center. I'm gonna show you what happened here. X-ray. See, this is the bore. I'm gonna use subtract command from the ribbon. Click the object you want to keep, right click and select the object you want to subtract. In this case, this one here. Enter. I'm gonna check using shaded with edges. Now the next thing to draw is this one here. There's another hole coming from here. So it goes inside, and then another hole from this face here going downward up to this point. So which is this one here. So I'm gonna poke a hole from this quadrant. The distance is 12.5, so I'm just gonna draw a line from quadrant upward for 12.5. This is gonna be my guide. I'm just gonna change this to the wireframe so I could see. So this is the guide. Now this time I'm gonna change the UCS or the Z-axis vector. Click anywhere on the screen and just follow that green dash line. So we're gonna move our Z-axis vector parallel to the direction of that hole we're gonna create. So this case, this is the one here. Alright, so I'm gonna draw a circle, and the size of that circle here, the first one, is 20. So C for circle, click here, type D for diameter option, and enter 20. I think X-ray is better. Alright. So I'm just gonna hide this one because it's kind of confusing when we draw something and this one is on the way. So what you can do is select this object, right click, hover over isolate, and select hide object. Now we can freely draw this bore. Alright, and the distance and the thickness for the first one is 4, as shown here. So extrude this one for 4. Turn your wheel around. So this one is 13 from this point to this point. So C for circle, look at center, type D for diameter option and enter 13. And extend it inside from this point to this point, which is 28. So extrude this one for 28. Another circle with a diameter of 5. So draw circle, locate center, type D for diameter option and enter 5. And the distance, move this one from here up to this point, and the distance is 4, so move and click anywhere here as your base point and just move it along the Z-axis for 4 units. I'm gonna create a circle here, or I could just do, so inside solid editing panel, click this drop down arrow and select copy edges. So we just copy this edge, enter, click, and click again, and exit. Now use loft command inside modeling panel, select this circle and this circle, enter twice. So select press pull command, hover over. Once it turns blue, click and just move your mouse towards or along the Z-axis to your left, and then enter 25. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is combine all the objects, so union command, and just select the whole thing. Now I'm gonna bring back my drawing, the other one that I hid. So just click anywhere, just right click, hover over isolate and select an object isolation. Alright, so bring your drawing to front view. I'm gonna mirror this one. So type MI for mirror command. Select this object and locate center point of mirror line. So from shift right click, locate center, and then just bring your drawing or your cursor upward and follow that green dashed line. As long as it's straight, you can click anywhere and select no. use subtract command, click the object you want to keep, right click and select the object you want to subtract. So this one and this one here. I'm gonna change this to shaded with edges, and the distance from this midpoint here up to the center of the hole is indicated here. So from this midpoint here to this point is 25. So what I'm gonna do is draw a line from midpoint going this direction along the x-axis. There, and enter 25. Draw a circle, and the size of that circle is 2.5 for radius. Circle 2.5. Extrude this one. Now I'm gonna erase that line. So extrude this one. Just hit this center here of the hole, and then subtract command from the ribbon. Click this object you want to keep, right click and remove that hole. See that one there? Alright, we're gonna do the same on the other side. I'm gonna draw another line from this midpoint to that direction for 25. C for circle command, click that in point and enter 2.5 for radius, and extrude this one all the way down and click this center of the hole here. See that you can see that thingy, and then deduct or subtract command from the ribbon. Click this object that you want to keep, right click and select this object here. Now the next thing to do is, I think I missed doing this one here. I'm gonna check this one using X-ray. See this one here? I did not I'm supposed to attach cone from this point to this point. So cone, center, and just click that quadrant and move it downward for 2.5. And copy this one and look at center to center. Now subtract command from the ribbon, click this object, right click and select the ones that you don't want. So in this case, this one here and this one here. Let me check. Go to solid, home, just home, and use section plane. I'm gonna bring this to top view. And just hover over from the center, move your cursor to the left, move it to the right, and click. And looking from here, this is okay. I'm gonna erase that, and I'm gonna cut from the other side, top view, section plane. Just hover over and click this side here and this side. Yeah, I think everything is good. So I'm just gonna change this to realistic. Maximize this one, and you can apply fillet. So go to solid, fillet edge, go to radius and apply 0.5. and click chain. Click this one. Click this one. Enter twice. Fillet, chain. I think we're done. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell icon to be notified, and see you again.